talking about operation. Okay. So, the first element of our fundamental four is leadership. Okay. And that's going to be something that we talk about year round. Okay. And now operation. Now, this is something that's going to be a little bit more fluid, and you've got to really kind of ask yourself, what am I looking for here? And let me get this to stop here. All right. What's the real objective right here? Okay. And for starters, especially in college football, you ask, what's the tenure of the quarterback or the quarterbacks in your offense? Okay. If you only have a quarterback that's going to be there for 9 months, the operation and the teaching of that is going to have to be a lot more expedited. It's going to have to be a lot more surface level than somebody that you're going to have a couple years with. Whereas if you're in the high school level, you've got a kid for 4 years that's going to be able to learn that. You can really start in the grassroots of that thing and start to grow and develop a real knowledge base with that. Okay. So you've got to ask yourself, how long is your quarterback going to be in your offense? All right. And if he's going to be there, for a while, you want to make sure that you don't do too much teaching too early. Right? And what I mean by that is you want to make the mistake of overloading a guy with details of some of the things, whether it's going to be checks, signals, different calls and things like that before he can, even operate and truly just get the ball snapped and get everybody, all 11 guys going in the same direction. Okay. So that's a big part of it, is trying to figure out, like I said, begin with the end in mind. How long do you have with your quarterbacks? And that's going to really determine how much you can invest and what you need to invest your time in and teaching your quarterback how to operate your offense. Right. Secondly, do you have a common language that you and your coaches and that you and your quarterback speak? It's really, really important that we can all speak the same language, especially with guys coming in from different programs, guys coming in from different levels of football IQ, from different high school programs. And so you have to test your guys, whether it's going to be getting them up on the board, have them talk about things, being real conversational in your film sessions, or just giving them a simple written test of 10 questions and say, hey, this isn't a grade or anything like that. This isn't for playing time. This is just to get a base level understanding of what your current football IQ is, because you've got to know that, right? That's something that's really, really important for us as coaches to know. What do our players know? Because then we can know where we need to fill those voids as teachers right there. And then secondly, prior experience. And for us, we've had a handful of transfer quarterbacks that have come through this program over the last couple of years that have had a lot of success. And you really have to find out and have conversations with those guys as to what their offensive history and what their offensive background's like. How have they communicated? Have they called protections? Have they checked at the line of scrimmage? Where have they gotten their signals from? Were they huddling? Were they no huddle? Things like that. And that's really, really important. That way you can sort of find a common ground right there. And especially in the beginning phases with guys, it's if you can sort of find some crossover right there from things that they've previously done, it helps that learning curve tremendously right there.